Welcome back to the channel. My name is Jesse Lyon, a licensed counselor who gives you the psychology behind pop culture. And before we get into answering this very important question, make sure to hit like and subscribe down below so you can always know the psychology behind your everyday life. Do the size of your boobs make a difference in the amount of money you bring home? Let's find out. Listen, I'm fully aware that this is horrible, but it's also the internet. So you signed up for trash, you get trash. Let's listen to the Mythbusters. It's an old video, but it just popped up over on Discord in the suggestions. Shout out to Mayday, as always, making the most quality suggestions. Everyone else, they got to step up their game, but definitively answering, does boob size make a difference in the amount you get tipped as a waitress or as a server? Anyone in the comments, let me know your personal experience with this, because I think you probably already know. I have not seen this video. I do not know the outcome, but I'm going to say absolutely it makes a difference because people kind of suck and they are shallow. They're very easily suggestible too. So what does that say about society? I don't know. Let's discuss it together as we watch.
I'm back to work my shift at the coffee shop. Now we're testing the...
Why are her eyes so... I mean, that's a lot, right? Right, y'all? Like, that is a lot of blue. It's a little bit... Anyways, sorry.
I'm back to work my shift at the coffee shop. Now we're testing the myth that you get more tips when you have bigger breasts.
You made $72.
So I'm going with the smaller version today to see if maybe I get tipped less.
Now, bear in mind that Carrie looks exactly the same, except that her bust is taped down so that she's 2 cup sizes smaller.
Can he remote control the size? That's a very large remote control there, Grant.
What's my prediction? Actually, I think it might make a difference.
I mean, I think
it's
so.
It's going to be a little bit less.
They got it wired up.
A large coffee.
Busy morning today.
Thank you, sir.
Very much.
When Carrie was in her normal state, she had 80 male customers and she was averaging 90 cents per customer.
Okay, that was going to be my next question, is like, are they controlling for variables? Are they, because like maybe you have a really busy morning, maybe you don't have a really busy morning. Anyone in the service industry knows that tips fluctuate for sure. So how are they going to control those variables? I mean, good science, you control the variables. So they're kind of breaking it down to average tip per customer. You got to also think, what's the type of customer coming in? You know, I would imagine that those who are attracted to women will notice larger cup size and so therefore tip more. So if you have a day like, I'm painting in broad brushstrokes, like let's say it was Mother's Day, right? That may be a tough one because, you know, all the guys are there with either their wives or their moms, right? And so it's going to be a different atmosphere and environment. So I'm good. I'm glad they are being scientific about it.
Thank you.
Oh,
There you go.
We got a tipper. Now she's flattened her chest. Now, if there's any truth to this myth, we should see a decrease in the average tip.
Theoretically.
Whoa! That dude just dropped a huge tip.
Wow.
Look at Carrie's
Very
big
nice.
smile.
She's trying to hold
With
it together.
Carrie
You see
once
it?
again a whirlwind at the coffee counter,
Thank you.
she turns on the charm and gives it everything she's got.
Working hard for the science.
Very much.
I was going to say, like, that sounds exhausting. She's working a full shift.
So hard for the science.
Shout out to all the service industry workers. Thank you for what you do. It's a thankless job and people are assholes. And I appreciate you smiling when really nobody should force you or nobody deserves a smile from you, but you still do it anyways. I see it. I appreciate it. Thank you, at least from me.
Until she meets the 80 guy quota.
She looks like she needs a break. Yeah.
Question is, does what's up top affect the bottom line?
Nice play on words.
Nice work, Carrie. You did great out there.
71, 72.
We got the exact same amount of tips.
What? I did all of that and we got the same result?
And she had to have her boobs taped down, which I cannot imagine how uncomfortable it is. I mean, I guess as a guy, I'm imagining if my private parts were taped down, and that sounds miserable. I don't know if it's the same. I'm sure it must not be, but maybe similar. You tell me. You tell me. I did not expect it to be the same, though. Did you?
She made exactly the same amount of money as when she had her regular chest size.
Super crazy that it's exactly the same, too. Wow, I did not see this coming.
I mean, within $1, which is statistically identical. This
Right.
myth is on the road to being busted.
On the road, but not over the line, because there's one last breast test to go.
You're going to make bigger?
Today is Triple D Day.
Today, Carrie is sporting a triple D bra size.
Okay.
Is she gonna get bigger tips? We're about to find out. Whoa, you feel that? I think she's coming.
Oh,
I'm very curious
They're really
to see
playing it
if
up. Really playing
my
it up.
current ginormous breast size is going to have any impact on my tips.
I don't know.
If the walk over here is any indication, gentlemen are noticing. That
Okay, so it's already making a difference. But there was no difference between regular and then down. Well, put your bets in the comments now. Don't cheat. Let me know what you think is going to happen. I still think it's going to make a difference. I'm still pulling for difference. I think it is, just from my observations of human beings.
much is clear. Whether that makes them less stingy with the tip jar, we'll see. What's up?
After an eyeful,
Hey, eyes up here, huh?
Grant for what?
This reminds me of when TV was very different. We're much more respectful and kind to so like messed up to say that, but I feel like we are moving towards being more respectful and kind. I certainly cannot say it is done. I also cannot say shit because I don't experience this personally. I got to ask you guys. But I do notice a difference in the type of content that's on TV, like what is this, early 2000s perhaps, versus now. Like these same kind of jokes I don't think would get past the review board before they aired, personally.
One is optimistic.
I think that she'll have an easier time connecting with people, and they'll be more interested in talking to her.
Sure.
And I think
Sure.
this just might make the difference.
He's just staring at the boobs.
He's thinking really hard about something.
This is giving me such insight for what it must be like as a female, well, or as an individual with boobs in the service industry. I don't know really what to say. I mean, I think there's a part of me, like speaking from my perspective, that would enjoy the attention, but I'm sure I would get incredibly frustrated with the attention after the first 10, 15 minutes. So I think there's a part that I would enjoy. I mean, listen, I make videos on the internet. I like attention, okay? I'm not afraid to admit that. But I do think it would be a real pain in the ass after the first, like, 20 minutes, you know? Like, I don't know. I'm really going to be reading the comments on this one. I need some input from all y'all.
And tipped. I guess her milkshake brings all the boys to the yard.
Now, before you cry
boy.
foul, here's Grant with some science.
All right. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, why are you guys doing this? This is absolutely ridiculous.
Look, he keeps
Not
looking
ridiculous.
down.
Not ridiculous.
But as it turns out, there are some good reasons why this might work.
Thank you.
He tipped.
All right, cool. Biologically speaking, the instinct is to associate larger breast size with nurturing and fertility.
Thank you.
They're just happy guys.
Oh my God. Hey, tipped.
Which will allow people to possibly connect with her more.
And we got a tip out of him.
Wait,
Well, especially those people who are attracted to somebody of the feminine persuasion, right? There's sort of this like, like naturally inherent exchange, right? So it's like I'm bringing fertility to the table, and I'm bringing like financial support, provision, protection, right? And so this is the exchange. So if this person is bringing like, hey, look at how great I can bear children to the equation, this person's going to be like, hey, I really want to show you that I can super provide well, so I'm going to tip more. So it's this subconscious conversation that's happening that people don't really know or think about, but it makes sense. I'm not saying it's right, but it does kind of make sense. Hey, look at how well I can nurture and feed a child. Hey, look at how much money I make. It doesn't matter. Here's a $5 tip. That's nothing to me, right? So it's this conversation, whether they know it or not. It's definitely there. I'm not saying it's good, but well, it's kind of how we've evolved as creatures, isn't it?
oh, he put in $2.
What?
$2, people.
Thank you.
Which could lead to bigger tips.
It's a
Goofy
dollar
smile.
for both of you.
How do the numbers
See how much we got here.
stack up in reality?
3, 4, 5, 6,
Put your comments. Put your comments. Different or same? I think it's going to be more.
7, 8. That's $98. That's way more than yesterday.
A statistically significant 30% more. Meaning this myth is controversially, but firmly concluded.
So it turns out the size of your breast does have an effect on the size of your tips. Now, Carrie's male customers were tipping about 90 cents per customer. But when Carrie put on her big boobs, the average tip increased to $1.23. That's significant.
Woo! These things are earners.
It does seem that way. Well, let me know your personal experience. What do you think about this whole situation? There's definitely some subconscious psychology that's baked into the hard wiring of human beings' brains, and it goes both ways too. It goes both ways, you know. But it's a little bit scarier to be on one side than it is the other. I'll look forward to what you got to say about this, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, bye.